Hi guys! Okay, here I'm putting my lip balm on because my lip be chapped. And then next I'm gonna be adding my primer to my eyes. Gotta prime them eyes. Primer. Just using my fingers because I'm not fancy. I don't use brushes and all that kind of stuff. I've also added to my eyebrows because I will be using a powder later. I'm using the NYX eyeshadow primer in white to prime my eyelids because I will be using some sparkly eyeshadow. I'm using the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. The first eyeshadow is the matte 3 that I'm using, and I'm putting that on the crease. For some reason, I have a difficulty with my left eye. I can never get it to look identical like my right eye. So you just keep blending until it looks good to you. I blend a lot because I don't like it to look really harsh. Now we're blending with a bigger brush to make sure there's no harsh lines and it blends from the top to the bottom. The next color I'm using is M2, and that one we're going to focus it more on the outer end of the crease, trying to make it kind of triangular so we can get that little point up there when we put our eyeliner on. The next color I will be using will be Shimmer 3, and I'm just adding that onto the lid. And then later we will be using our brush to blend so that the crease and the lid have a nice transition. The last color I will be using will be M1, and I'm going to be using this on the outer corner. Here I'm using my finger as a guide so I can get that nice shape from the end of my eye to my eyebrow, to the end of my eyebrow. That way we can get that nice triangle there and we don't go outside the lines. it's really important to blend this out so you don't get a harsh triangle at the end right there, and that's why I really took my time blending this out until I thought it looked good. I'm using the Smashbox kohl pencil and putting it on my waterline on my top lid. Don't get scared with my creepy eyes. Next, I'm using my eyeliner, and we're going to be doing a cat eye. I'm sorry for all the pulling, but there is no way that I can do my eyeliner without doing that. My eyelids are too, I don't know, they move too easily, so if I don't pull them, the eyeliner goes everywhere. And it has been a long time practicing to get the eyeliner, and it still doesn't come out as I want it to. But making sure to start small is the best way so you don't mess up, because if it's big and you've already done your eyeshadow, it won't be any good. It takes a while to get the right shape, so just keep looking at your mirror, making sure they look equal. They will never look equal, but you can make them look as similar as possible. Next, I'm taking a Smashbox primer before I put my mascara on, and I was skeptical because I didn't even know primer was real for your eyelashes, and it doesn't make a huge difference, but it does make them a little bit longer, and it's just a little added luxury to have. Next, I'm taking my Anastasia brow powder in Ebony and my MAC 206, and I start from the beginning of the bottom to the end of the brow. I make a line there. And then the top, I don't start in the beginning of the eyebrow, I'll start a little bit after because I don't want any product there. Then from the bottom of the beginning, I make sweeping motions up, and it gives it a little bit of a fade effect, and it doesn't look too harsh on the front. It makes them look more natural. Then I keep filling in the end, making it a little bit darker, a little more defined. Next, I'm going to use this highlighter and highlight the top and the bottom of the eyebrow just to make sure they look nice and clean. I never used to do this step before until now, and you can tell a difference. They look cleaner and just bolder. I'm just using my finger and just patting and swiping a little bit just to get the product on there and make sure it doesn't look extra harsh. And I realized until afterwards I should have done my eyebrows first before I did my eyeshadow, so don't do that. Don't make that mistake. I'm using the same highlighter and putting it on other places on my face where I want to highlight: the top of my cheeks, the inside corner of my eyes, my cupid's bow, and the center of my nose. Mascara. I use many mascaras because I have a little bit of eyelashes. They're really thin, so I really like to get them full, and I don't really wear, well, I have never worn fake eyelashes, but the way I get them makes them really full and long, just enough to keep me happy. The best way I've learned to do this is by using a mirror and looking down rather than looking straight at a mirror. That way you can get all the spots and make sure they are even. The second mascara I use mostly at the end to get it to go out more, so it goes in the direction of the wing. And the last is the Falsies mascara. And without this one, my eyelashes would not look as great as they do. Just going back with the first one just to make sure they're all separated and they didn't clump up together. going to just comb through my eyebrows because I forgot to do that step before. But don't forget to do it, that way there's no extra product where there doesn't need to be. I'm going to prime my face, the center of my forehead, my nose, around the outsides of my nose, and under my eyes and my chin. I don't have big pores, but the reason I like to put primer in these places is so that my skin is nice and smooth for the foundation, so I don't have any rough patches and it doesn't look rough when the foundation is on. I'm using my MAC foundation. And a flat brush to add that. The first thing I do is put foundation in the places where I want it. I don't just add a bunch on one place. This way it doesn't look cakey. Ooh, look at that. I like to do my foundation last after everything, that way I don't have any fallout from eyeshadow or any powders or any mascara, so everything looks nice and clean when I have to add my finishing powder. I don't use any concealer. I'm still looking for a good concealer, but my foundation does a good job at kind of concealing anything I need at the moment, so I'm not in great need of one. A lot of people forget to put foundation on their neck, and even though your foundation may look like your skin color how it should be, it still needs that transition. Here I'm using my foundation just to clean up the bottom, make sure I clean up that little spot under the wing, so it's a nice straight line from the wing to the top, to the end of the eyebrow. Those little spaces from your face to your ears, so your ears don't look like a completely different color. And under the eyes, don't rub, use patting motions. That spot is really sensitive and you shouldn't be pushing it. I don't usually use bronzer, but I noticed that on camera my face looked a little too white, so I'm using this bronzer by Pixie. And it's not dark, it's just a little sun-touched bronzer. I'm using this in the hollows of my cheek and the top of my forehead. I'm also using this on the bottom, just so it could contour a little bit. Last, I'm using my MAC press powder, and I'm going to press this all over my face just so we can get that nice matte finish. I used to have a different MAC foundation, and it was a matte foundation, and then I added this press powder on top and my skin was just looking too dry, so I changed it, and it's looking better now. It doesn't look dry anymore. mascara is a little bit dry, I'm gonna be using my eyelash curler, and I know you're not supposed to use it after you use your mascara, but that's the only time. My eyelashes are really hard to keep up, and the only time I can do this is when they have mascara on them. And I really need to do this because my left eye the eyelashes go up more than the other eye. I'm gonna line my lips with this color Rose. And this pink L'Oreal lip color. And last, the lip gloss, just to give it a little shine. And that's it. Here's the finished look. Bye! I hope you guys like that. I am not planning on becoming a YouTuber, but I am learning to do makeup, so I wanted to just share this. I mean, I use YouTube to learn to do my makeup, so I thought I'd show you what I can do. And let's see when my next video comes out. Bye!